Well, we're very fortunate to have Audrey Rewind. It's been really sort of meaningful for us to watch the transformation. Just to do a recap, Audrey moved down from Kentucky last year around May, started with us mid-May. We started working on her health in June. She was around 35% body fat.
I think it was July when we started.
Yeah, July was when we started, but after you were with Rewind for a couple months,
okay.
like she was working with us for 2 months, and that's sort of when we were like, hey, how about running some body comp? Let's run some labs. Let's try to get her healthy. So we started working on that. That was around 35% body fat. And then she's put in a lot of time and effort. Of course, we helped. We optimized some things. And then, I promise you, as the owner of a practice, we can optimize hormones, we can optimize levels, but it still requires a lot of work and effort and lifestyle change. And so that's where Audrey, I always call it the heavy lifting. She did all of the heavy lifting. Super proud and happy for her, to have gone from 35% body fat down to 20%. Basically still wants to get a little bit better, and to have added 10 pounds of muscle while dropping 22 pounds of fat is impressive. It happens slowly over time, but it's great because it was persistent and sustainable. I always tell our clients that diets, people who are on diets are always on diets, so they don't work. What works is just creating a healthy lifestyle. And then the world is sort of yours, where you get to 20%. And I'm sure that you feel this way. It's great to be here, but it's not good enough. I'm sure you want better things and you want to be fitter. Yeah. I call it a paradigm shift of health, which is once you get into pretty good shape, you'll know if you ever go a little bit backwards because you've had some hiccups in there, then you're totally down and you don't like it, even though you're way better than you were. And so it's a constant evolution. And so, what do you think? Final thoughts, this is just the beginning of the journey. Sure. Worth it. By the way, one other thing, has it been hard? If you look back on
I thought it was gonna be just some miserable life ending. I remember I would complain to Brian am I never gonna have Starbucks again? And now I don't even think about Starbucks. That's not even
right, that
my thing.
It's a little reprogramming of the mind, right?
Yeah, and it's when you start the journey, you might think oh my gosh, it's gonna be difficult. But when you look back after a year of progress, you're okay, that wasn't that hard. So now what can I do? Because it's I don't want to say it's easy, but it's not hard.
I think where people think that it's more difficult than it is because they're always trying to they think that they could change their body fat percentage by 10 percentage points in a month. And they start off on this unsustainable path. Yeah. And in reality, very few people have the mental focus to continue on that super strict way of living. Where I think it's easy when you think about it is, I don't work out 3 hours a day. You don't work out 3 hours a day. It's literally trying to carve out 45 to 60 minutes of strength training 5 days a week, 6 if you're lucky, 4 if you're unlucky, trying to squeeze in 10,000 steps a day, and then eating somewhat healthy. And it doesn't require perfection.
And again, once you start doing all of this stuff, within a month or two, it's just such second nature. Again, I don't think about the Starbucks anymore. I don't think about all of the unhealthy habits. The only thing I think about now are the healthy ones. And it's very easy to turn the bad habits away when you start to see change, feel change.
Right. And here's a crazy one, but living in Miami, everyone loves to go boating and doing all of this stuff. And so people would think, not going boating or not going out to a happy hour or some type of huge sacrifice.
Yeah.
Now, would you rather be, so here's the thing, would you rather be where you're at now in the physical shape that you are now and looking the way that you do now, which is really great and feeling really good, or would you rather be how you were and have gone boating 12 more times and gone out to a bunch of
stuff matters to me.
I mean, it's crazy, right?
That stuff's fun, don't get me wrong, and I enjoy that stuff, but I enjoy it and will enjoy it 10 times more feeling and looking the way that I do now. So I don't know. Like, it's just important to prioritize things. And I think health should be, number one.
100%. Health is number one.
Yeah.
All right. Any parting last shots? Any last thoughts?
I just want to say thank you to you. Thank you to Rewind. Yeah, it's super life changing, and I'm very thankful for it. So,
well, it's our pleasure, my pleasure. You're great to work with, and it's been amazing to watch her transform over the last year, to see her have the confidence where just to do things that she didn't think was possible. And then all of a sudden, it's a year later, she's totally transformed. She works harder than ever, and, obviously looks great, feels great. So it's really been awesome to see from my perspective and our perspective as well.
yeah.
All right. Listen, if you like this video, do us a favor, subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, and we will catch you at the next episode.